Hey everyone, Victor is here, and recently I started seeing an uptick in this type of questions where instructors ask students to rank molecules according to their ability to make hydrogen bonds or to rank hydrogen bonds according to their strength or something of that sort. And while I personally think that those questions are a little bit silly, nobody asked for my opinion here. So let's take a look at how to deal with those types of questions and how to deal with them on the exam. So here is the question I have on the screen. We have 4 molecules and we need to rank them according to their ability to be hydrogen bond acceptors. I'm going to remind you here real quick that the hydrogen bond defined as the bond occurring when a hydrogen atom is sort of sandwiched between 2 heteroatoms, and those atoms must be either nitrogen, oxygen, or fluorine. If you need a bit of a reminder how all of this works, I have a dedicated video on that topic. Now, the cool part is that we can use the acid-base chemistry as essentially a handy proxy for these type of purposes. When it comes to the hydrogen bond acceptor ability, that one directly correlates with the basicity of the molecule, while the hydrogen bond donor ability correlates with the acidity of our molecules. So this way, we just need to assess the basicity of our original molecules to answer the question at hand, and we're good to go. There are a couple of ways how we can approach that. We can either use the laundry list of the factors that we use for this type of purposes, and I talk about those in my acid-base videos, or we can use the pKa values that we can easily pull off the pKa table. So step number 1 here, I'm going to draw the corresponding conjugate acids for all of my compounds here, starting with the molecule A. So for molecule A, I am obviously going to be protonating the nitrogen here, so my conjugate acid is going to look like this. Likewise, for molecule B, I am going to add the hydrogen onto my amine, and now it's going to make this NH3+. For the pyridine, my molecule C, I am going to add proton to the nitrogen, making the protonated pyridinium ion. And finally, for my last compound, well, that one will have a bit of a problem because that guy does not have any electron pairs on the nitrogen, and iodine doesn't really do anything for our purposes, so that guy cannot be protonated. So now, when I have my conjugate acids in front of me, I'm going to go ahead and look up the pKa values. And since the quaternary ammonium salt that I have on the right side cannot be protonated any further, this one is basically a low-hanging fruit for us. If it cannot be protonated, it doesn't have any electron pairs on the nitrogen that can be used for, hydrogen bonding, so this one is the worst hydrogen bond acceptor, so I'm just going to rank it as 0. Now, the most basic compound out of the leftover 3 ones, that one is going to be molecule B. And I'll remind you here that the higher the pKa of the conjugate acid is, the less acidic the compound is going to be, and therefore the more basic the original molecule is. Remember, strong bases make weaker acids, so this one is going to be the best hydrogen bond acceptor among these 3 that we have left. And then, using the same logic, we can easily rank the molecule C as the next one and molecule A as the last one here. So, fairly straightforward. Now, what about the hydrogen bond donor ability? Well, it's in a nutshell exactly the same idea. The only difference now is that we are going to be looking at how acidic the molecules are. So, looking at my examples here, I can see that molecule D, well, that guy is an ester, so it doesn't really have any OH bonds, and therefore it cannot be a hydrogen bond donor. I'll just rank it as 0, the worst possible hydrogen bond donor, right away. Now, looking up the pKa values for the rest of my molecules, I'm going to have 16 for my alcohol, around 10 for the phenol, and finally about 36 for my amine. And based on these numbers, we can see that the phenol, molecule B here, is going to be our strongest acid, and because of that, that one is going to be our best hydrogen bond donor, so I'm going to rank it as 3, followed by 2, which is our alcohol, and finally 1, which is our amine. So amine is the worst hydrogen bond donor, while the more acidic groups like alcohols or phenols, those guys are going to be a much better hydrogen bond donors instead. Which brings me to this question: when do we cross this line and when does it become an acid-base chemistry and not simple hydrogen bonding? Well, that is a wonderful question, and let's look at a couple of examples here. So in my first example, I have this alcohol, butanol, and I have the ammonia that are interacting with each other. And based on our previous conversation, it would be reasonable to assume that the hydrogen bonding here is going to be depicted as such, where the OH of the alcohol, this part being a better hydrogen bond donor, going to be the hydrogen bond donor, and the nitrogen of the ammonia is going to be our hydrogen bond acceptor. Now, if I consider this reaction as an acid-base equilibrium, I would have an equilibrium looking like this, where I'm going to make my alkoxide anion or alcoholate conjugate base, if you like, and the ammonium ion. Looking up the pKa values for the corresponding conjugate acid and acid here, I'm going to have 16 for my alcohol and about 9.2, 9.5 for the ammonium ion, depending on the pKa table that you have at hand. Now, using these numbers to estimate my equilibrium constant, I'm going to have 10 to the negative 6.8 power. That is a very low number, which means that that is not a reasonable acid-base equilibrium, and what we have here is just a hydrogen bond instead. But now, let's look at a slightly different example. I have the same starting material, same alcohol, and instead of ammonia, I have the amide anion. It would be reasonable to assume that we have the same style hydrogen bonding if we think about that as a hydrogen bonding example. Now, doing the same trick as before and looking at that from the perspective of the acid-base equilibrium, I'm going to have this reaction. And now, if I look up my pKa values and I calculate the equilibrium constant for this reaction, I see that the picture is quite different. And in this case, I have an extremely favorable acid-base reaction. So at this point, it's no longer a simple hydrogen bonding, it is an acid-base chemistry. So in other words, if your acid-base chemistry is favorable, then we're dealing with acid-base. If it is unfavorable, then we're dealing with hydrogen bonding. That's why I personally think that those questions are kind of silly, but anyways, I digress. Basically, what I want you to remember is that if you're ever asked to rank the hydrogen bonds according to their strength, it is just an acid-base chemistry question in disguise. And that's all it is. And as always, thank you for watching. If you learned something new today, boop that like button, and I will see you next time.